All right, good afternoon. This is round two of the NFL 2025 playoffs. I will do both the NFC and AFC games in this video, so there'll be 4 games in this video. The Houston Texans won their first game in Pittsburgh and now travel to face the #1 seed Denver Broncos. I talked about Houston in the first episode. This is a brilliant defense. They held the Steelers to 6 in the first game, and they're going to be facing another brilliant defense. Both these teams have championship-level defenses. Both these teams have offenses that can be a bit inconsistent. Bo Nix, quarterback of the Broncos, has tied the NFL record. Russell Wilson, 24 victories in his first 2 years. Bo Nix is interesting because I think he has talent. He is a clutch performer. The problem with the Broncos is they put him in a position to always have to make clutch plays. I would like to see more consistency from the Denver offense. For them to win the Super Bowl, they're going to have to be, although this defense is amazing. Again, Stroud starts at quarterback here. Nico Collins is their best receiver. Schultz is their tight end. Nick Chubb and Woody Marks are the top backs for the Texans, and they have Fairbairn, who had some good field goals in the first game. The Denver Broncos coming here 14-3 with a 401 points scored, 311 against. Bo Nix at quarterback, Cortland Sutton at receiver, Troy Franklin, R.J. Harvey out of the backfield, Marvin Mims, one of the league's best punt and kick returners. R.J. Harvey, as a rookie, has had a really strong season for the Broncos. J.K. Dobbins was their bell cow back. Unfortunately, another injury in his career. He's had an injury in every season of his career, and he might be back in time for the Super Bowl if the Broncos were to make it that far. Will Lutz has been their very strong field goal kicker for the last couple of years, coming over from Sean Payton's former Saints team. Let's find out who wins. To be honest with you, 3 points separate these offenses, and only 17 points separate the defenses. They are very similar. Bo Nix has had more clutch performances this year, but I think C.J. Stroud is the better total passer. But again, it won't matter here. Let's find out what happens as these defenses are key. The Texans come out. They're going to go offense 7. They're going to end up in the red zone. And the Texans in the red zone are going to score a field goal. Fairbairn gets him on the board. He did this last game as he scored force for him. A 25-yard field goal. Now Denver goes to work at Mile High Stadium, or actually this is Empower Field at Mile High. And it's going to be the defense. And that's going to get him in trouble. Oh, but it is the red zone. Houston has 1 red zone on their entire card. They give it up to Bo Nix. And somehow they're going to go down the field. 6 is a touchdown pass for Bo Nix to Cortland Sutton. So Sutton with a 3-yard TD reception. Can you believe it? The one chance Denver has to score on that defense, and they get it done. And it is Denver in front of Mile High fans, ravenous, hungry Mile High fans. They're up 7-3. Second possession for the Texans. The Bronco defense picked off. Stroud threw 2 against the Steelers, folks. He's continuing his ways with another one. They have a chance at returning this for a touchdown. They do not. And the Broncos go to work. Defense 9 is going to be a punt for the Broncos. First quarter comes to an end. Texans 3, Broncos 7. Texans start the second quarter, and they're going to get 5. That 5 is a punt. And the Broncos go to work. They do have a punt return, but we're not going to do that yet. The Broncos 5. Red zone trip. Broncos threatening to score again. The crowd on their feet as the Broncos navigate to a field goal for Lutz. A field goal of 26 yards. And that gives them a 7-point lead over the visiting Houston Texans. Houston needs to get their offense going. Toot sweet. Wrong die. It's going to be offense. 8 is a red zone trip for Houston. Here it is. Here's their chance. And it's going to be 10. 10 is a field goal for Fairbairn. Fairbairn again. This one another 26-yard field goal. And they continue that. They're not going to win this game. Not without turnovers. As the Broncos average pretty good here. Broncos go to work. 8 is a punt. And the last possession for the Texans before the end of the half is defense. 7 is a punt. And folks, it's a ball game. Fairbairn gets a field goal, makes it 6. Denver gets a field goal. It's 10-6 at halftime. Exactly what I would expect from these two teams. The Broncos do not have a kick return, but they're going to start out the third quarter. And turnover on downs, they drive down, and Sean Payton at home in front of hometown fans with a great defense chooses to go for it. And 7 is going to be a red zone trip. Houston's chance now to take the lead with a touchdown. And they're going to get 8. 8 is a TD pass. There it is, folks. Stroud manages. Whoops. Stroud pass to 48. Higgins with an 18-yard TD reception, extra point. And now they have the lead, folks. 13-10. And now it's getting really interesting for the Broncos. They have to be productive. We'll find out if they can. It's going to be defense 6, punt. And the last possession for Houston is offense, punt, and we're going to return that punt. The Broncos have a punt return. We got to take advantage of it while that may be the last punt they have of the day. And the Broncos do not return it for a touchdown. Fourth quarter, as Houston takes the lead, going into the fourth, it is 13-10. And they've punted to the Broncos. Broncos go to work. It's going to be defense 6. That's another punt. Uh-oh, I think they may win this by 3 points. Houston goes to work. Red zone. Oh, Houston's going to put it away in Mile High. Maybe. 4 is a field goal. Fairbairn. What the hell? That ain't good enough. Fairbairn, 22-yard field goal. But Houston, knowing their defense is so good, they're willing to put every point on the board and challenge the clutch Bo Nix, Mr. Clutch, to somehow win this game in the final moments. It's going to be 10 for the Broncos. They're going to punt again. And Texans, defense 6, is a red zone trip. Texans could put it away right here. 9 is a field goal. Fairbairn adds everything he can to this defense. A 42-yard field goal. Oh, no, 32-yard field goal, sorry. And Denver now in deep trouble. They have got to score touchdowns. And Denver's going to be up against that defense. A turnover on downs. They drive down knowing they have to go for 2. They don't get it. Houston's final drive. They get it. Does time expire? It does not. Houston with a chance to put the game away with their extra drive. 7 is a red zone trip. Here it is. Houston's going to put this game on ice. 6 is a touchdown pass. Stroud. Dang it, not Stroud. We already know it's Stroud. The receiver is 1. That's going to be Nico. Caught one last week. This one, 20-yard TD reception. Extra point is crucial. And they miss it. Failed extra. No, Fairbairn doesn't miss. Never mind. Don't even need to roll that. PAT's good. In Denver, do they get their final drive? Man, what an upset. Nope, they do not. Game over. 13 points in the fourth for the Houston Texans. Denver shut out. Holy cow, 26-10. Houston goes on. Denver goes home. Holy cow. That's kind of a surprise, to be honest with you. I thought Denver might muster better, but no, 26-10. The Texans are in the AFC Championship game. It'll be C.J. Stroud's, I think they were in the championship game his rookie year against the Chiefs, but I'm not certain if I'm right on that. But there it is, folks. 26-10. The Texans advance. Next up, we're going over to the NFC. We're going to see the Panthers and the Eagles go at it. Texans advance to the championship. The Broncos out of play. Carolina, who brought down San Francisco in their house in the first round of the playoffs, now goes on the road to face the team I picked to make the Super Bowl. the defending world champ Eagles. We talked about both these teams already, so I'm going to just play this game. We have Bryce Young, Rico Dowdle, and Ted McMillan are the chief offensive players, with Fitzgerald as the place kicker. On the flip side, we have Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Saquon Barkley, and Jake Elliott are the keys. This defense is solid. This offense is okay. The Panthers, well, they're 9-9, but I don't know if they should. I think their run is coming to an end right here, but I thought that against the Rams. So, man, I picked up every die except the one I need. There we go. All right, Panthers, go to work. First drive of the game, Panthers are going to score 8. Nope, punt. And the Eagles go to work. Remember, this offense can be pedestrian. They're going to throw a pick. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Jalen Hurts intercepted. The Panthers can take it back. They do not. Panthers go to work. It's going to be 6. 8 is going to be a punt. Nothing for them in the first quarter unless they score on defense here. Jalen Hurts trying to get an early lead. 8 is going to be a punt. One more possession for the Eagles in the first, and it's going to be 7. It's going to be a red zone trip for Jalen Hurts. Can the Eagles take the lead? It's going to be 8. Red zone 8 is a field goal. They're going to get one from Elliott. That's going to give them the lead in the first. 21-yard field goal. Chip shot field goal. You'd have thought they would tush-push there. Eagles 3, Panthers nothing. All right, Panthers go to work. Second quarter. Let's see what they can do. It's going to be 9. It's going to be a punt as the Eagle defense is dominating this Panthers team. Let's see here. 7 is a red zone trip for the Eagles against this Carolina defense. And it's going to be 3. 3 is a field goal. Elliott adds another score. And it's going to be a 31-yard field goal. Beautiful. All right. The last possession of the first half for the Panthers. They need something. 10. Nope. They're going to have to punt. And the Eagles' last possession of the first half is going to be 9 is a punt. Wow, folks. This is all defense. The Panthers are shut out in the first half. The Eagles score a total of 6. It is anybody's game in the second half. Holy cow. Here we go. Eagles will go first in the third. And they're going to get 5. 5 is a punt. The Panthers trying to score. They score a touchdown. They'll have the lead. 5. 5 is a punt. Man, this is a defensive battle. It's going to be 7. Red zone. There it is. The Eagles going to get a red zone trip against this defense again. It's a chance for them to really put the game away, I think. 4. 4 is going to be a touchdown run for 95. That's going to be Saquon Barkley. Barkley with a 10-yard TD run. Extra point is good. PAT. And that literally may be all they need. Panthers, final possession of the third is going to be 7. That's a red zone trip for the Panthers. Let's see if the Panthers can capitalize. 5 is a field goal from their man, Fitz. Gerald, he's going to get a field goal of 19, 36-yard field goal, and that wraps up the quarter. And it is 13-3 going into the fourth. You have got to be kidding. The game is still too close for comfort. Eagles, final first drive of the fourth. They're going to have to punt. 3 drives here for the Panthers to do something. 6 is a red zone trip. Uh-oh. Panthers could make this interesting. 11 is going to be a missed field goal. You're kidding me. Fitz misses a 29-yard missed field goal. That is a killer. Eagles, maybe their final drive. They're going to go 6. That's a red zone trip against the Panthers. The Panthers' defense has been a little bit forgiving today. And 11, though, is going to be a missed field goal for Elliott. Elliott misses a 27-yard missed field goal of his own. And here we go, Panthers. Panthers go to work. It's going to be 11. It's going to be a punt. And extra drive for the Eagles. Yes, they get it. Does time expire? No, it does not. The Eagles' final drive for them. Chance to put the game on ice. 9 is a punt. And then go the Panthers for their final 2 drives. Panthers are going to get 6. A red zone trip. Man, don't tell me the Eagles are going to choke in the final 2 drives. It's going to be 6. That's a touchdown run. Holy cow. For 98. Touchdown run at the 98. That's going to be Hubbard. Yep. Hubbard with a 7-yard run TD. Extra point is good. Do they get their last drive? They might win this game. 6. They do. Does time expire? No. Uh-oh. Holy cow, folks. Bryce Young with a chance to drive and win the game late in the 4th quarter in Philly. It's going to be offense 7. They get into the red zone. Oh, my God. This might be it. Bryce Young might take Carolina to the NFC Championship game. It's going to be 5. 5 is field goal. I don't think that's going to be enough. Fitz. The field goal is 33. They're going to score 10, missed a field goal. 10 points for the Panthers in the 4th. Elliott missed a field goal, shutting out 13-13. We're going into overtime. Holy cow. Holy cow. Overtime. Man. Let's roll. Odd. The Panthers win the toss. No, the Eagles are going to take the ball second. That way they know what they need. Won't matter, but they would, technically. It's not sudden death. So, Panthers will be taking the ball. Panthers on an 8 are going to have to punt. Man, all the Eagles need is a field goal. It's going to be defense 6. Red zone, this is it. Can Hurts pull it out in OT? Come on, Hurts. That was on the defense, correct? Was it not? Oh, man, I rolled that on the... Yeah, it was defense. 12. Field goal's good. Game-winning field goal. Elliott, who missed in the 4th, which would have helped him avoid this situation, with an 18-yard field goal. They kicked it from the 1, folks, and that's going to give them the win. Holy cow, 13-16. Eagles move on, and the Panthers go home. That is crazy. Holy cow. Holy cow. Panthers 13 with a great 4th quarter comeback, but in overtime, Eagles win. Jalen Hurts gets them to the 1, and they could tush push, and they elect to kick the game-winning field goal. That's why you go second, because you don't have to, go for a risky play. You can just kick the chip shot field goal, and they're going to get it done. Congratulations, Eagles, on making it to the NFC Championship game again. And Carolina, gotta tell you, they have been a lot more fun than I anticipated. And they will go home, but they can hold their head high. They finished the season 9-10. The Eagles now over here for the championship. All right, we still got a couple of games left. We got the Jaguars at the Patriots. This is a big deal. I talked about both these teams already. Again, I'm going to go with the Jags in this game because the Jags have the better. They have an equally good offense, but they have a better defense, I think, in reality. Now, on the charts here, about the same, because it goes based on their data. But I think with all things said and done, I think the Jaguars are probably the better football team at this time. Next year, Patriots might be the team to beat. But here we go. Jaguars, they have a punt return. We have a kick return for the Patriots. So, got to watch that. Here we go. It's going to be defense 7. It's a red zone trip for the Jags. Here we go. That defense, I was just talking about it. I don't think they're as stingy as they want to be. 8 touchdown run for, oh my God, this is his 5th TD of the tournament. Run TD, extra point for them is, so the Jags score with an ETN. 5th touchdown for him in the playoffs. Holy cow, he's going to be the MVP of the playoffs for sure. Patriots do have a kick return. We're going to go ahead and go for it right now. Nope, not going to get it, but the Pats go to work. And the Pats are going to get 11. That's a fumble. Pow, ball is knocked loose. And 71. It's going to be Stevenson's going to cough it up with a fumble lost. Holy cow. Jags, go to work. Jags are going to get 6. Red zone trip. Man, this is going to be a high-scoring game. I can just feel it. Jags on 10 are going to get a field goal. So it's a field goal by little. Field goal of 22. A lot of chip shots because I'm using this die for red zone positioning. All right, here we go. New England. A defense, 8. It's going to be a punt, and that's going to end the first quarter. They've had a turnover. Etienne, Jaguars on the road in New England, Foxborough Stadium, are up 10-0. The Patriots have had a fumble lost and a punt. Pats, go to work. Pats going to be facing a 7, a fumble. Pats are going to lose the ball again against this Jaguar defense, and it's Stevenson again. Wow, fumble loss for Stevenson. That is sad. And here we go. Jags go to work. Jags are going to face a 10. That's a pick. Lawrence intercepted, and the Pats can take this back to the house. They do not, though. Pats go to work on a short field. 7 is going to be red zone for the Pats. It's a chance for them to break onto the scoreboard, and it will be 5. 5 is field goal. So they're going to get a field goal from Borgales? Borregales? I don't know. But either way, field goal for them. Here we go. And 2 more possessions for the Jags. The Jags are going to get 6. 6 is a red zone trip. Jags red zone against the defense. It's going to be 9. 9 is a field goal. So the Jags are going to get a field goal from Little. This field goal is 20 yards. And their last possession of the first half, Jags can add to their lead. 9 is a punt. So Lawrence picked off. Little adds a field goal. It's 13, and we get a field goal. So it's 13-3. Patriots being absolutely stymied by Jacksonville in the first half. 13-10. All right, here we go. Jags started off. Jags on 11 are going to turn over on downs. Patriots go to work. Patriots are looking at 11. They're going to have to punt against that defense. Jags looking at the offense. 8 is going to be a red zone trip. Chance for the Jags to add to their already formidable lead here in a tight game. And 11, it's going to be a missed field goal. You got to be kidding me. Little chokes. Misses a 22-yard field goal. That is crazy. All right, New England, that ends their third quarter. 4-8. 8 is a punt. And the last possession for the Pats in the third is 8. 8 is a punt. Oh, my God, the Pats are absolutely being blanked. 13, 3 punts in the third. Fourth quarter, the Patriots now literally are down to their last 2, maybe 3 possessions. Here we go. Jaguars go. It's going to be 7. It's red zone. Jags have a chance to score against this Patriot defense. 5 is going to be a field goal, so Little will add to their lead with a 19-yard field goal. Very nice. And now the Patriots are in deep trouble. 3 and 4 is a punt. Oh, not good. Jags are going to get 9 as a punt. Holy cow. Here we go. Patriots with the potentially last possession. 3 is a fumble. Holy cow, they turn it over again. 46 this time. Stevenson's third fumble. That is so sad. Fumble lost. And do the Jacksonville Jags get their extra possession? 4, they do. Is his time expire? It does not. The Jags go to work on their final possession. Defense 8 is a red zone trip. Jags can put this game away with one more big score. It's going to be 8. Touchdown run for 89. That's going to be, 88. That's going to be Bigsby. Wow, Bigsby with a 9-yard run TD. Extra point for them is good. And this is over, folks. Let's go ahead and see, though. Do they get their last possession? They might. And nope, time expires. That figures. They drive down the field, punch it in, time's over. 10 more for the Jags, another punt and another fumble, and it's 23-3. The Jaguars absolutely go on to the AFC Championship. The Patriots go home. Absolutely not a surprising finale for the Pats. I do believe they have had the luxury of a very soft schedule. It's not a knock on the Jags. It's just a fact. They've played the easiest schedule in the history of the game for a team with, I think it was so many wins. So Jags are going to win this 23-3. And it's going to be the Texans at the Jags. Oh, I can't remember who's the... Yeah, it's got to be the Texans at the Jags. So it'll be AFC Championship. Will be Texans at the Jags. So it is a reunion of two Southern teams. Packers-Seahawks are the last game in this video today. What can I say? The Seahawks are probably the best team in the league, all told. Good record, great offense, great defense. I think the only thing people don't believe in Seattle is Sam Darnold a legitimate championship quarterback? Well, you know what? I don't know. He was a #1 draft pick coming out of USC when he went to the Jets. Things didn't work out at New York, but does anything ever work out in New York for quarterbacks? No. So I don't hold that against him. But in reality, if Sam Darnold can win a Super Bowl, that'll put a kibosh on all this speculation. I do think they're the best team in football all the way around, but I do think Philadelphia, being the hardened champions, will probably find a way to get past the upstart Seahawks because of Sam Darnold. All right, Green Bay comes in here with Jordan Love, Romeo Doubs, Christian Watson, Kraft. They have Josh Jacobs and Wilson running the ball, and McManus is the place kicker. This team scored 391 yards, gave up 360. They were 9-7-1. They're now 10-7-1 with their last round win. The Seahawks get a bye. They are the #1 seed in the NFC. They went 14-3, scored almost 500 points. Gave up less than 300 points. Features Sam Darnold, the best receiver in all of football, JSN. A.J. Barner, Torrey Horton are also, and Cooper Kupp, very solid receiving core. Charbonnet and Walker the third are fantastic backs, and Myers is their place kicker. Again, I'm going to go with my guts here. Seattle is going to get past this Green Bay Packers team. Green Bay's first possession. Green Bay is going to be held to a turnover on downs. Seattle with a turnover on downs, no punt return chance. They're going to go down the field on an 8. They're going to be forced to punt. Sam Darnold filling out the defense, no luck. It's going to be 7. It's going to be a red zone trip for the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay Packers are going to score 7. That's a touchdown pass. Love. Touchdown pass to 72. That's Wicks with a 6-yard TD reception. Extra point can be missed, and it is good. All right, we got a kick return for Seattle. We're going to take it right here. They need snake eyes. Oh, so close. They don't get it. A punt. They would have scored on a punt there. Holy cow. Seahawks go to work. They need 7 to tie it. Offense 5 is a red zone trip for them. A chance for Sam Darnold to match Green Bay here at home. It's going to be 4. 4 is a touchdown run. There it is, folks. 30. Punching it is Charbonnet with a 6-yard TD run. Extra point for these guys is good. Don't have to worry about missing anything. Folks, we got a 7-7 ball game in Seattle. All right, here we go. Green Bay. Green Bay looking at the defense. It's a red zone trip. That's a lone red zone on all of Seattle's defense, and there it is. They're going to get it. 9. 9 is going to be a touchdown pass. So Love is going to throw a second to Doubs. Romeo, I think his name's Romeo Doubs. It's going to be a touchdown catch, a 6. TD reception. Extra point. The Packers have come to play. And here we go. In the... oh, wait, I hadn't finished the first quarter yet. Eight. Eight would have been a punt. Sorry, we had a punt there. So here we go. Seahawks had to punt. Seahawks with their first drive of the second quarter. 12 is going to be a red zone. Nope, punt. They're going to have to punt. I'm looking at the wrong one. All right. Packers in the second quarter, they're going to see a 9. That's also a turnover and down, so they keep going for it. Holy cow, Seahawks, this will be their last possession. 8 is going to be a punt, and that's done for them. And the Packers could add to their lead. 8 is a punt, and that's it, folks. First half's over. Dobbs gets a touchdown, and the Seahawks are down 14-7 at halftime. The Green Bay Packers, who I guarantee you many people believed were going to be Super Bowl contenders after they signed Micah Parsons. Well, folks, right now, Micah and company are holding down Sam Darnold and company. Truly amazing. Here we go. Seattle gets the ball to start the third. Seattle is going to have a punt. Uh-oh. Micah Parsons and Green Bay are getting the job done. 11 against this defense is also a punt. Holy cow, Seahawks better start scoring. 1 and 4 is another punt. Holy cow, this game is in doubt here. 10, punt. Third quarter comes to an end. It's 14-7. Seattle goes to work. 9 is a punt. Oh my God, they're in deep, deep trouble. The Packers look brilliant. 7, Packers into the red zone. One score could put this game on ice. 10. The Packers' 10 is a field goal. No, don't leave the door open. McManus, 19-yard field goal. You got to be kidding. Seattle going to work. Seattle is going to roll. Oh, my land. Red zone. Nope. Punt. Wow, this game is over, folks. And we're going to see 10, another punt. Now our extra drive. Can Seattle get their extra drive? Yes, does time expire? It does. They're finished, folks. Game over. Holy cow, another 3 for the Packers. Seattle held to 7. 17-7. What the hell? The Packers show up in true form. And Micah Parsons, I can only imagine what role Micah Parsons might have played in this victory over Seattle, as Seattle stumbles and fails miserably to get any points against this Packer defense. That is a brilliant playoff right there. Let's write it down. And the playoffs are done here, folks. Packers win 17-7. And we are going to see, oh my land, we're going to see the Packers, NFC champ, Packers at Eagles. As it should be. That's what I would have thought after the Packers signed Micah and the Eagles were the world champions, having beaten Kansas City handily in the Super Bowl. That would be exactly what I would like to see as far as two teams that that really started the season looking like the two teams to beat. The AFC, we're going to be looking at the AFC champ game is the Texans, the league's #1 defense against the Jaguars, who, in my opinion, in the AFC, are actually probably the most well-rounded team in the AFC. Their offense and defense are both fantastic. And folks, the data doesn't lie. Games don't lie. We play to find out. And good Lord, folks, we have found out. It's going to be Packers at Eagles, Texans at Jaguars, and then we will wrap up these playoffs with this Super Bowl. Thanks for watching. Good day.